Republican Party wants to build a nation based on wholesome, family-oriented ethics and values. Also, we are not Obama. Republican senators and representatives will listen to your concerns and fight for your rights on Capitol Hill. Fun fact, they are also not Obama. Republicans have a plan to cut taxes and get millions of unemployed Americans back in the workforce. Furthermore, we are not Obama. Finally, Republicans will do away with disastrous healthcare laws, which were created by Obama, who we are not. When you step into that voter's booth on Tuesday and cast your ballot, remember to vote Republican because, hey, we're not Obama.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tennessee Sevier County School Board of Education election debate. I want to remind you all that the voting will take place next Tuesday at Jed's Shed. You will need all 5 forms of your identification, which include your driver's license, your social security card, your birth certificate, your death certificate, and a blood sample. All right. I would now like to have the candidates introduce themselves and give a brief description of what their aims are, starting with the left.
Hello, I'm Senator Bill Chair, and I'll be running for the school representative as to bring more revenue for our state. I find it more immediate that we get more funds for the school and be able to get more money for the projects that we need to make this school a better place and to do more things with the money that we have.
Fascinating, Mr. Chair. Moving along.
My name is Carl Kevin Kincaid. That's Carl with his K, don't worry. And my purpose of being here is to bring Jesus, the Lord and Savior, into the school and bring a little bit back to America. Because Leviticus, all that nonsense.
Inspiring, Mr. Kincaid. Moving along.
My name is Elizabeth Longfellow. I believe in promoting a loving, peaceful, equal environment for our school children to grow up in. I want them to grow up feeling loved and nurtured.
Fascinating. Next.
Sean Tucker, I've been studying in political science for 4 years. I've also had various social networking meetings with school board representatives.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. I would now like to ask you a few questions so the rest of the committee can get a feel for you. First question. As a school board member, what would you do about marriage equality? Starting with Mr. Chair.
Well, seeing that marriage in itself, you have to get a certificate, of which you have to buy the certificate. I am all for gay marriage. The more that we can buy these, more people we can allow to buy these certificates, the more revenue that we can create for this state. Also meaning more revenue for our very own school. Some things like this should always be allowed. Even maybe some extra things that we can add on to the fees just for a special gay wedding for these people. And so yes, I am for gay marriage.
Fascinating, Mr. Chair. Mr. Kincaid?
I believe in equality of marriage, if you mean equality as in man and a woman. Because man and a man can't get married. God said no. So why would they be allowed to get married? I am for Jesus Christ. So I'm not a sinful person, which means I do not believe in gay people. They ain't real. They're sick. Sir, I'm speaking.
It is his turn to speak, Mr. Tucker.
I'm done.
Moving on, Ms. Longfellow?
I prefer homosexual couples to heterosexual couples. I feel that they love and nurture our children and show them how to be loving and nurturing. This is the whole point. This is why I'm here, and I believe that heterosexuals are lesser than homosexuals.
You ain't one of them queer homosexuals, are you?
How is that a professional term?
We can move on.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker.
Love should have no discriminatory wall between homosexual or heterosexual. I am for both homosexual and heterosexuals to be married.
Thank you. Next question. As a school board member, how would you handle the Ebola outbreak or a medical crisis like Mr. Kincaid?
Ebola isn't real. All it is those sinful terrorists over in Africa being all sinful and like trying to hurt America. So of course God put his wrath down on them sinful Africans, cause they deserve it. It's just God's wrath.
Inspiring, Mr. Kincaid.
I believe that Ebola is a very real disease, and in order to protect our school children, I think we need to change the cafeteria diet to an all-vegan diet.
You trying to take away my child's meat?
Yes, vegan has toxins in it, and by eating vegan food, it makes you a happier person, a healthier, happier person.
Makes you a queer homosexual, is what it does.
I am, that's on this way right now.
Move on.
Mr. Tucker?
Whether the Ebola crisis is real or not, I believe that teaching children more about cleanliness and healthcare is probably the best route to go to counteract this virus, much like the West Nile and the bird flu.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Mr. Chair?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ebola crisis is a serious situation and one that our school ourselves should be taking care of. We should be using our resources to the fullest of its amount. We should be putting our science departments to find the vaccination for this Ebola, and should be able to sell it and make more revenue for our very own school. Of course. We should also be putting our home ec classes to make hazard suits, also to sell or distribute them to the public for our safety. These are the things that our school should be doing to take care of this Ebola crisis.
That was probably fascinating and well said, Mr. Chair. Yeah, moving along. As a school board member, how would you handle the teaching of global warming, starting with Ms. Longfellow?
I would let our students know that they need to recycle, recycle, recycle. Recycling is key. I would also put a greenhouse on top of every roof of every school, and that way we can grow our own vegetables for our vegan diet, and we can teach the children that they need to give back to the earth as much as they're taking from it.
Thank you, Ms. Longfellow. Mr. Tucker?
Switching to renewable fuels instead of fossil fuels, using things like wind power, solar power, and water power would increase things and make things a lot better for us, and the ozone layer.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Mr. Chair?
Under the contract of 1899, we ourselves should be taking care of this energy crisis, and should be lowering down on our electricity by looking at our dollar per kilowatt hour. As you all remember, the last 2009 register, we spent over $900 on our electricity bill. That is over budget. We should be cutting down our costs by ridding ourselves from a lot of these light bulbs and cutting down them to half of the light bulbs that we should actually be using, and switch the light bulbs that we are actually using to the energy efficient light bulbs. Also, we should get rid of the pesky gas bill by switching our gas stoves to the new and
You trying to get rid of my
refined
gas
electric
stove?
stoves. An electric stove works just as well.
You
And now
supposed to cook bacon with an electric stove. Gas stove does the best.
electric stove
Excuse me,
works
sir,
just
I'm
as well.
talking.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Kincaid, it's your turn to speak.
I appreciate it. Alright, global warming ain't real, let's just face that. You see, if global warming was real, it just ain't. I don't see how it could be real. I mean, let's look at it. Whenever you go to winter to summer, the globe gets warmer. So that's all that's happening. We're going from winter to summer, warming. That's what global warming is. That's all it is. It gets hot in summer. It's calming down. But if you're really scared, even though, I mean, polar bears and penguins are still up in North America. Not North America, that's where we are. The North Pole. Shoot. And they're still there, so why we gotta be worried? And if you're really worried, just put a little ice rink over there, put a ice cooler there, and just open it up, spread out the coldness. So all you gotta do.
That is inspiring, Mr. Kincaid. Next question. As a school board member, do you think children should be able to handle firearms, Mr. Tucker?
Excuse
far
me,
as-
is that a beer?
He's got a fan.
But you can't.
We're in a
ban.
dry zone, like a dry
kidding me?
school campus.
Okay, hold on. I understand it is a dry campus. Mr. Kincaid, you have to drink that as fast as you can.
I'm sorry.
All right. But we have a serious problem here. Mr. Tucker.
It's really hot in here.
Mr. Tucker, according to debate etiquette, rule number 37A, it says exclusively that there are no fans allowed. I'm sorry, but you have broken, protocol, and I'm going to have to remove you from my debate.
He just chugged a beer.
Real term is shotgun.
We can't get rid of liquor. They tried to do a prohibition, it didn't work. So, the etiquette says no fans. I'm sorry, Mr. Tucker, you have to leave.
What do half of these questions have to do with the child education system anyway?
Mr. Tucker, you're making me very fearful for my life right
Wow,
now.
we're in danger.
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa!
Proving my point! He has a
What
gun!
have you
Proving my
done?
Okay, everyone, it's the Second Amendment.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I don't see what's wrong with my pistol, my
And
shotgun,
the shotgun. Sweet.
and my rifle. What's wrong?
Alright.
All right,
An AK-47.
it's okay. Everybody calm down. Do you have your conceal and carry permit, Mr. Kincaid?
Well, of course.
All right, it's completely legal.
Oh,
It is
okay. You
completely
know
legal.
what? I'm leaving. Between Sandman over there putting me to sleep, KKK member over here, I'm about to knock his ass out. I'm leaving.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. All right, Mr. Kincaid, can you bring order back to this debate and express gun control for us all?
This is for the children, right?
This is for the children, Mr. Kincaid.
So, I'm just going to put this in the form of a hypothetical story. So, say one of them queer homosexuals get beat up all day like it should be. Say he comes into school just fed up and he's got his little pistol. He's like, he walks in there, he's like, blah, 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 hey, blah, blah, blah. And my kid comes in with a shotgun and he's like, hold up, queer blah! End of story. Queer homosexual is splattered against the wall, we're all done. See, he just saved a lot of lives there. He is a hero.
That is inspiring, Mr. Kincaid. Truly inspiring.
What I thought.
It's hard to follow that up, but Miss Longfellow.
I do not believe in the use of firearms.
Of course you don't. You're a woman. Women don't use guns.
Oh,
No offense.
I'm gonna take it. Miss Longfellow.
Firearms promote violence, and that's not what I'm trying to teach our children. I'm trying to promote peace and a loving environment, and guns just are the opposite of that.
Thank you, Miss Longfellow. Mr. Chair. It's your turn.
I'm sorry, I just had cancer from a speech. What was the question?
As a school board member, do you think children should be able to handle firearms? Keep it brief, Mr. Chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the Second Amendment says that we can all have our very own guns, and you're pulling out another pillow. But as we all know, there is an age limit to these guns, and is currently against the law for a 12-year-old to own and carry a rifle by itself. This
Okay,
be
Mr.
as
Chair,
may-
thank you so much. That has been fascinating. I'm going to move on to the most important question of the evening.
Great, you gotta hear
All
this
right, most important question. Who's going to win, Tennessee or Ole Miss? We'll start with you, Miss Longfellow.
Well, I'm a big volunteer fan, but I believe that they should trade the pigskin in for a ball made of recyclable materials.
You're saying you can't use real pigskin. Let me guess, you're one of those like new age feminists that believe you can't use the lamb intestines either for condoms.
I don't use condoms. I'm a lesbian.
You say you don't practice safe sex?
No.
That's gross.
If they do not trade the pigskin in for a ball that is made of recyclable materials, I will be
obviously us Tennessee, we're gonna win. Obviously.
Inspiring, Mr. Kincaid. Mr. Chair.
Well, until Tennessee can whip their team up into shape, I'm going to go with the old famous Old Miss.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. I don't think I understood what you responded. Who's
You
gonna
want to
win?
restate that answer?
We've lost for the Fast Five.
You were saying?
Who's gonna win, Mr. Chair?
Take this off.
Tennessee or Ole Miss?
Tennessee.
Old Miss away!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell, there are only two available candidates for your voting privileges outside Old Jed Shed